district leaders to present a detailed report on allegations of intimidation of NRM supporters by opposition rivals. Speaking during a campaign rally in Masaka City on Monday, the NRM woman member of parliament contestant for Masaka district, Justine Namere, earlier told the president about her supporters being intimidated in Masaka.
Masaka residents and NRM supporters flocked to Liberation Square in Masaka to listen to the NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's 7-point manifesto. Museveni directed district leaders to provide a comprehensive report on allegations of voter intimidation after the NRM candidate contesting for woman MP Masaka, Justine Namere, raised the matter.
Baba tisa police tuyamba chitono jajja gwe commander in chief take charge tukoye voter intimidation ey'abantu b'NRM tata tukoye abantu b'NRM okutiisibwa ne balemera mu mayumba ne bagaana okujja okuwa akalulu. Take charge my good boss and my leader.
Intimidation okukangakanga mumpandike report ana atisizo muntu jagala report mugenda kulaba ekikwekoto kyengenda kukola buli atiisa omuna Uganda ngenda kumukwata muteeka awantu ate bwe bagala kukwatana mu ngalo mugenda kulaba amaanyi agali wano.
Museveni also directed the town clerk of Masaka to stop extortion of money from the traders in form of unnecessary taxes.
N'abamagombolola yonna gye bali sagala kudda mukulira empooza y'abanaku. Era bwe nawulira empooza y'abanaku ngenda kugoba town clerk nengoba owegombolola yenna nengoba ow'omuluka yenna ali okumpi.
The president lashed at opposition MPs for making Masaka residents sign government programs, yet they get salary from government.
Abamu babagumaza babagamba nti bya gavumenti mubizire. Walwa abagamba nti bazire entegeka za gavumenti temulidde okusomesa okwo nti muzire nti emwanyi zigenda simanya mini ya nkumbi. Aba opposition abo balina obulwadde ate bananfuusi banamululu kubanga bo esente za parliament z'emisaala tebazira.
District leaders commended Museveni for development of Masaka City.
A lot of clear gains to protect. Number one, security. You know we had the Bijambia insurgency. President Museveni nipped it in the bud. He has aligned security. You don't come to Masaka and play any games with us. People work at night. Genda muwa akalulu kaffe mu Masaka kake yakola enguudo wabula bannamasaka kyemba kubiriza tubulamu kimu buyo.
Banga ddene ne Major David Mwanga Kibirango nga atuyambako project eno bwatulabirira nti mukole bwe muti.
Tuesday, December 23rd, Museveni will campaign in Gomba and Sembabule districts. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Masaka.
Thanks, Philip, for that story there. Now, Masaka district is one of Uganda's most strategic districts in central region. It plays a vital role in the country's economic and social development. Located near the shores of Lake Victoria, the district serves as a key commercial, agriculture and transport hub for southern Uganda. Now, it's known for its rich agricultural production and growing urban centers, and now Masaka district is a link between Uganda and neighboring countries of the Great Lakes region. Now, this is the government's scorecard in the district.
Masaka has a total of 6 sub-counties, town councils, 43 parishes and 383 villages with a population of 409,621 according to the census report of 2024. Masaka's economy is mainly driven by agriculture and trade, with active markets, shops and small businesses that support wholesale and retail trade. In addition, services such as education, health, banking and hospitality contribute significantly to Masaka's growing urban economy. The government has taken different interventions to improve the well-being of people in Masaka. Taking a look at the parish development model in Masaka, both Masaka District and Masaka City have cumulatively received 15.32 billion. Out of this, 12.96 billion, which is 84.6%, has been disbursed to 13,119 beneficiary households out of the total of 105,715 households. In regards to Emyoga, both Masaka District and Masaka City have a total of 72 Emyoga circles with 19,605 members. Government has so far disbursed a total of 3.7 billion. Breaking down the education sector, Masaka District and Masaka City have 98 government primary schools and 299 private schools, 12 government secondary schools and 73 private secondary schools. Looking at the health sector, out of the 6 sub-counties in Masaka, it has 1 regional referral hospital, 2 health center 4s and 9 health center 3s. In regards to the water sector, out of the 383 rural villages in Masaka, 262 have access to safe water source, representing an average coverage of 68.4%. Looking at the energy sector, Masaka District and Masaka City are now connected to the national grid. In the next Kisanja, government will extend electricity to Chesiga sub-county, extend the piped water supply from Masaka City through Kalungu Town Council to Chamulibwa Town Council, thereby expanding regional water coverage. Complete the construction of 2 seed secondary schools. With the completion of these 2 seed secondary schools, the number of secondary schools will increase to 14 from 12. Construction of staff houses at Chabakuza as well as upgrade of Chabakuza Health Center 2 to Health Center 4.
That is the government scorecard pertaining to Masaka District, and I'm so happy that I've been joined by our sign language interpreter, and that is Senyomo Yusuf, to help us with the sign language. Moving on now, President Yoweri Museveni has urged Bukomansimbi district voters to cast their 15th January 2026 vote in favor of the NRM party so that he can accomplish the already established works of transforming Uganda. Mr. Museveni has campaigned this Monday evening in Bukomansimbi amidst a heavy downpour. We have more in this story.
You want another rub? You want another rub?
The NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni has campaigned in Bukomansimbi district in Greater Masaka.
Waffe Saabalwanyi tata tusanyusa okulaba
na Bukomansimbi ffenna tuddemu nti ayi Katonda tusaba omulundi guno Yoweri Museveni Saabalwanyi omuwa obuwanguzi obungi kubanga yasobola okuwanirira eggwanga lino.
During a rally convened at Mirembe Primary School grounds in Kitanda sub-county, the first national vice chairperson Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the second national vice chairperson Anita Ntamong, NRM Secretary General Richard Odong, Aina Wakijara among others welcomed the president.
Naye nzikiriza mu maaso go nebaze mutabani wo sewava kuba kino kyekitundu kye kubanga yali avuganya ku kifo kya memba wa SEC owa Central Region. Sewava ono olw'omutima ogw'okukolera awamu nakkiriza nandekera.
With all this rain, you managed to stay here. It means a lot to us and means a lot to the president.
Olwaleero mukakasiza nti muli bazzukulu b'abalwanyi. Kati mulaze bamulya byengedde bonna nti bazzukulu b'abalwanyi tebazanya. Mwebale gumira enkuba. Nuupu yabadde ereese ekyeya wano. Kubanga kuba lwetwayingira Buganda enkuba ebadde tonya kirabika Nuupu ebadde ereese ekyeya wano.
During the campaign, President Museveni claimed the NRM government major undertakings in the last 40 years, where the return of peace and stability stands point number 1 on his campaign list.
Uganda kati eri mu ddembe okumala emyaka 40. Omwana nazalibwa nakula nazaala omwana naye nakula tebawulidde ku mundu tebalabye kuddukaduka. Ekintu kibaddewo mu Uganda ebiseera ebingi ebadde mu ntalo.
The 1-hour address to the Bukomansimbi voters also covered wealth creation.
Bugagga kyekintu ekikulu ennyo. Enkulaakulana ya ffenna. Enguudo y'ekoolaasi ya ffenna, amasanyalaze ga ffenna, essomero lya ffenna, eddwaliro lya ffenna, naye obwavu bubwo mu makaago. N'olwekyo eno waffe mugende muluka ku muluka. Mmanye amaka agali muluka agali amaka ameka. Ku makaago ameka agasigadde teganayingira mu kukola sente ez'ekibalo. East Africa oye! Mwagire NRM twongeremu amaanyi mu bino bye tukoze.
The local residents later gave gifts to the president. Robert Anyango, UBC News.
NRM's presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni campaigning there in Bukomansimbi. Now, the Alliance for National Transformation presidential candidate, Major General retired Minister Muntu, has campaigned and he has ended on a high note in Ntungamo, his home district, with residents promising to support him in the 2026 general elections. Muntu rallied Hoima County residents to reflect and vote for leaders with Uganda's best interests at heart.
General Muntu got a hero's welcome in his home district of Ntungamo as residents and supporters stand up to
president nomwe okutahamu owabarumu akaguma mwihanga omwe kwa natahamu owabarumu abariyambora nahunga yemerga bari hino arujire hakabaho ona shiwe turebi hanga president aho yashitama owatahamu akazomu mutegeki owarugamu akahumura akazomuka emyaka nkaganisha eswa tete General Museveni na Jacques Chikoro ahubwo cyo cyagwe cyo kikuru tugabiye nguto tugabinde by'amashanyarazi tugabinde byona ecyo cyo kintu kikuru omuyihango ngene abana batabari yahanye ndacyo tukitegereze kurungi struggle tutakagirebera harije no Minister Muntu winga struggle tutakagirebera hariho narebo Venantius struggle tutakagirebera hari umucuruzi winga nabandi nabarije leka struggle twena tugizemu struggle neyitu ahabo kubihangera twartereza tukarteko mikono mirungi abantu bona nabaganyirwamo.
This marked Muntu's first homecoming in Ntungamo, since launching his presidential bid.
Kandi kyankwanzi nyowe muntu nagambira General Museveni namujensebo otakwata kintu kya constitution humura namugambira tukora humure hati noza kugira ekitiinisa ekiri kukira ekyoine hati nka president w'ihanga ruhanga yangirire embabazi nabi omwembezi w'omuhango ekimuri kusheme kumanya abanyakaja ninjya kubahiza ekitiinisa tindukwiba tindukurubatirira abantu hira barabarekera emijugujugu kuko nkore abantu barekera emijugujugu abantu abakorwa mu cweka aba president abakuruga
Muntu told the people of Kajara County, Ramabondo and Rashamire to vote for people of integrity. He emphasized that Ntungamo district should give a peaceful send-off to NRM. A new government comes to drive the country forward. Haruna Mtesa Sira, reporting for UBC News in Ntungamo district.
Now, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Rukidi Nabanja, who doubles as Kakumira Woman Member of Parliament, continues to garner overwhelming support in all areas in the district. Nabanja today campaigned in Mwitanzige sub-county, where she traversed villages rallying residents to vote for her and President Yoweri Museveni in the forthcoming general elections. The residents briefed the Premier of the challenges they have in accessing government services. We have more in this story.
Kalo karungi B oye Nyamiyaga oye ndamanya abandi barugo
okabaraganisa ngu okubanza karuko kubanza amashanyarazi hanuya nahabwecho barebuza ngu gakangire hariya havana hamwe na hanuya aha kitogo ngu kandi okabaraganisa ori state minister ngubwire bunu ori prime minister yowera yabare kutuha
uwarugaga twakugambira bye byapo bya karo karungi kashanga bye byapo bushanju n'ebindi by'abaganda ebindi by'abantu buntu abashumalizire kwiyamataka gabo ibetaga ebyapo byabo nabo yonyero bitereze bankora kora bamaze kuraba kwatwa tumanya ngo bamaze kugira
Museveni oye amazima kali karo karungi amasanyaraze kanyu nkatuma abakuru hano bakagapima na chairman yono niwe yabatamwizi plan yanyu eroho egenda tandika mwezi gwa Kasaba amaizi bali babalabirowera amaizi ono niwe yangambire Nabanja amaizi babalabiro karo karungi bawe timwine maizi amaizi gataije na masanyaraze gaija kuija kubaraganiza gaija kuija mwena oye ebizibu byanyu nimimanya kikubanza ekizibu ky'omuhanda omuhanda ogwo tukagukola kale ntakabaire na minisita ati ngu waine ebikyonda asookerawo January omuhanda kuruga hanu kugenda Nyamiyaga bagambira alimu ekisalo nakyo tuza kitini kano omuhanda nagwo tugukole NRM oye Museveni oye abawagira Museveni emikono waggulu eisomero polisi ya gavumenti egamba buli muluka gwina kuba neisomero amasomero ekyo tusindika senta a district nibo bakomamu muluka kyoba okufuna isomero ati ebyo mulabibuuza senta ibwala ijana abwaki atakuba wa isomero kandi nanywe ni mumu wa Karungi. Karo Karungi oye!
We'll now take a short break, but when we return, we'll be looking at the latest in sports.
The program has met our expectations in that it has been able to give us business.
They gave us a contract where we did a renovation at their head office. MTN trained us in their procurement process and also the IT technology.
I was struggling with managing the finances of the company. So when I went for that training, I was able to improve in financial literacy and management.
Are you a female entrepreneur looking to do business with MTN? Log on to www.mtn.co.ug/AWE. Together, our progress is unstoppable.
Kabogozi, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You came all the way from Namaguli to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you. You can register for NSSF. How contribute your Simade life? Never deep down in the Marara. Make NSSF payments. No hala okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But tomorrow kuhika gotido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account to Ubeda. NSSF, a better life.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for silk vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person who recommends me to another person who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Blue Christmas is near. Spread the festive cheer all December with great deals right here. Shop online with Market by Momo. We deliver. Log on to market.momo.africa. Use the MyMTN app or the new Momo app to register and shop online. Market by Momo is from MTN and powered by MasterCard.
This season, Powerback brings the magic a little closer with Purple Santa spreading joy across our branches. Genuine laughter, warm interactions, and shared moments that remind us our purpose is rooted in the people we serve. From surprises to smiles, these are the moments we'll forever cherish. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Powerback, formerly Post Bank.
Steel Investment Uganda Limited, shaping the future of steel in East Africa and beyond. With an investment of over $100 million and a production capacity of 300,000 metric tons per annum, Unisteel is setting new standards in steel manufacturing. At our state-of-art facility, we produce TMX rebars, branded Unis TMX 500 CWR, and high-quality wire rods using only imported virgin steel billets. Every batch is tested and tracked for unmatched quality assurance. Our steel powers the region's most ambitious projects, from dams, skyscrapers to bridges and beyond. Unisteel, superior quality, trustworthy choice.
How are you? Power your moment. Techno, the global partner of AFCON 2025. You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found global paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use global paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with global paints products. I go for silk vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then global matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for global weather coat emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person who recommends me to another person who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Sports news now, and the National Council of Sports has received official instruments of power from Turkish firm Suma in a technical handover of Hoima City Stadium to government. Now this precedes the official opening ceremony to be graced by President Yoweri Museveni on Wednesday, December 24th this week. John Barnes Sentamu reports.
All is set for the official opening of the Hoima City Stadium this Wednesday by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This after a technical handover of instruments of power by contractor Turkish firm Suma to National Council of Sports, which under the new law superintends over all public sports infrastructure.
Technical handover means from today, National Council of Sports has added into its asset registry another property we are calling Hoima City Stadium, on top of other properties we have. And now we, as owners on behalf of government, we take responsibility to provide management oversight, to ensure it is maintained and used for the right purposes, but also to make money and use it as a national pride for this country.
The technical handover of certificates from key stakeholders and international federations signifies that the stadium is satisfactorily constructed and ready for use. The technical handover was preceded by a tour around the stadium that proved that the facility is ready to host AFCON 2027, for which it was principally constructed.
We were privileged to have a very strong and committed contractor in MS Suma, who worked tirelessly. Most of you who have been in Hoima, you have seen them work day and night to deliver this facility. We gave MS Suma 18 months to build this stadium, but they delivered it in much less time. By 13 months, they were just finalizing and doing the technical certification of the facility. So in approximately now, 15 months, we have the facility well finished ahead of time, which is very commendable. I think this is the first time a contractor in Uganda has delivered a facility in at such great speed and to very good quality.
Hoima City Stadium, that houses a 20,000-seater stadium full with a world standard running track and can also host rugby, will officially be opened by President Yoweri Museveni this Wednesday.
His Excellency the President has been steadfast, one, in helping Uganda win the bid in rallying all the other presidents of the other two countries. And secondly, he took the decision, he directed that MS Suma, we have a presidential directive that single-sourced Suma as the contractor because we wanted a contractor who could deliver the project in time.
It's an architectural work sat on 16.8 hectares and has an indoor arena and outside facilities to cater for basketball, volleyball, athletics and aquatics. National Council of Sports for Government is the client, while Ministry of Works and Transport were the supervising consultants.
And in business tonight, we're looking at Buza Commissioner, where the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority gets to answer the question that you have sent to him today. Take a watch.
Dear viewers, I welcome you to this episode of Buza Commissioner program. I'd like to start by thanking all our dear viewers who have kept this program running, and our partners at UBC for making this program very interesting and achieving the purpose for which it was intended, which was bridging the gap between us and the taxpayers. I get a lot of positive feedback from the people who follow this program, and I thank you all for following and asking these questions. So today's question, the first question is coming from a gentleman called Michael, and Michael has put his question this way. He says, "It's me, Michael, inquiring of importing rice and other cereals from neighboring Tanzania and Zambia to Uganda. How much will I pay as taxes for 12 tons, especially rice and granules from either of the two countries?" Dear Michael, thank you for this question. First of all, imports from the East African community, from Tanzania in this case, they are not considered as imports but as transfers, and there is almost no tax that you pay for these products. For example, if you're importing rice from Tanzania, the import duty is 0%. The VAT is 0%. The infrastructure development levy is 0%. It's not applicable. And the import declaration fee is also not applicable. The only applicable tax for rice, being a processed agricultural product, is 6% withholding tax. And as you very well know, withholding tax is income tax paid in advance, meaning that at the end of the financial year, when you're filing and paying your income tax, you will first net off all the withholding tax credits that you have paid during the importation in that particular year. Now, for GNATs, which are agricultural products unprocessed, all these taxes I've explained are zero. Zero import duty, VAT exempt, zero withholding tax, zero infrastructure development levy, and zero import declaration fee. So for GNATs from Tanzania, there is zero tax to pay, and for rice, there is only 6% withholding tax. Now, if you get these products from Zambia, Zambia is outside the EAC region, but it is part of the COMESA region. So for COMESA, the rules change slightly. For rice, because rice is a sensitive item that attracts a high import duty to bring into our country, the import duty on rice is 75% or $345 per metric ton, whichever is higher. And then VAT is 18%, withholding tax 6%, import declaration fee 1%, and infrastructure development levy 1.5%. So those taxes are applicable on rice. As I mentioned earlier, rice, an agricultural but processed product. Now, should it be raw rice in its husks or unprocessed brown rice that is not ready to eat? Again, the VAT would not apply because it is unprocessed. However, the other import duties for outside the EAC would apply. Now, G-nuts being unprocessed agricultural product, the import duty is 0 even when it's from Zambia. The VAT is exempt. The withholding tax is also not applicable as a raw agricultural product. However, the only tax that is due and applicable is the infrastructure development levy of 1.5% and the import declaration fee of 1%. So for G-nuts from Zambia, the only applicable tax is 2.5% from infrastructure development levy and import declaration fee. I hope, Michael, that answers your question. At the point of importation, when you have your actual costs of how much those 12 tons will have cost you, just apply the relative percentages that I've just mentioned. Or at that time, feel free to contact us on our toll-free lines or our WhatsApp channel so that we can help you calculate the applicable taxes.
Buza Commissioner. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them.
And the Buza Commissioner segment brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company, but do remember that our second and final bulletin will come your way at 10 p.m. But on sign language, it's been Senya Yusuf and I'm Rukidi Kiijjanangoma wishing you a blessed night. But up next here on UBC TV is the front bench with Jethro Kasaiji, who is on standby. Jethro, over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front bench. Now, tonight, we are going to be discussing our topic of protecting the gains. How far have we moved as a nation? When we look at our democratic journey, are we supposed to safeguard our peace? How is the progress like? The NRM government, which is the ruling government, has brought up a number of things in place for us Ugandans to ensure that we exercise our mandate, we exercise our rights fully to ensure that we achieve what we have to achieve as a nation. But some of the things that have been put in place, some of the Ugandans have achieved, others are still lamenting. What needs to be done as we talk about protecting the gains? What needs to be protected and why should it or why should they be protected? I will be setting those questions to my guests tonight. I do have the Permanent Secretary from the Office of the President, Haji Yunus Kakande. Welcome on the front bench, PS.
Thank you.
I also do have Major Martha Asimwe, the in-charge of RDC Secretariat. Welcome, Major Martha Asimwe, on the front bench.
Thank you. Good evening, dear viewers.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our line for WhatsApp is already open, 0709602592. The line is open. Feel free to send in your comments, questions, and feedback. It is a WhatsApp number. At a later time on the show, I will be sampling some of them. I am Jethro Kasaiji. Let's get started.
Oh, you got